Well, hello everybody. Continuing on with our character builds, we have a fun and incredibly challenging one today. We will be making a character that only uses the 9mm pistol, bare fists, and clothing to complete the game. That's right, we are making Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Beebop in this run. So, without further delay, here is how to Cowboy Beebop in Fallout New Vegas. It may seem rough with these weapons and armor, but
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody on the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
the Bethesda character creators. So limited, so bland. What kind of 5 out of 10 Spike can we make here? Let's see. Make him Asian, give him crazy hair, tint it green, and done? Yeah, that is about all we're going to be able to do here. Let's try not to think about this too much. Don't look at it! For our special stats, we have the following. We have 6 in strength, since Spike is not particularly powerful, but he is in pretty good shape from all of his martial arts practice. 5 in perception, as he will start off average, but this will increase as Spike has a cybernetic right eye. We are just going to say it was damage from the headshot. 8 in endurance, as Spike trains quite a bit and has had God only knows how much damage done to his body just to keep going. 1 in charisma, as Spike does not give an iota of a crap about being pleasant or charming. 5 in intelligence, as Spike is a smart guy but has nothing to indicate he is smarter than anybody else. 6 in agility, as Spike is well seasoned with guns, martial arts, and even pickpocketing. And finally, a 9 in luck, because Spike seems to be able to crit people all the time while not being offed by things that would seemingly annihilate other human beings. For tag skills, we will be taking guns, obviously, repair to keep our guns gunning, and unarmed, so we can highlight our martial arts and 9mm pistol. For traits, we have selected Built to Destroy, as it will increase our crit chances and we can offset the negatives easily as the 9mm pistol is cheap and pretty common. We also have Heavy-Handed, so we can do additional punching damage and will offset the lowered crit damage by taking perks later on. Since New Vegas does not have bobbleheads, we will be hunting down specific skill books in our playthrough to enhance our tag skills and 1 bonus skill. We will be collecting the Dean's Electronics, Duck and Cover, Guns and Bullets, and Pugilism Illustrated books. Each book will give you 3 additional points in the associated skill, and this is important to note for our leveling path. When we make it to the New Vegas Medical Clinic, we will have the option to buy implants to raise our special stats and to gain free armor. The most important ones to buy are Perception, Endurance, Luck, and the Subdermal Armor. This will set you back about 20,000 caps, but that is easily obtained for a luck build. Really, you can get almost all of the implants here and be totally fine. Spike is already cybernetically enhanced, so what would a few more be to him? So this is incredibly easy. We're going to be using the 9mm pistol and fists for this playthrough. Spike does use more weapons in the show, but we're going for the weapon and fighting style he is most known for. Grab the scope and extended mags from the 9mm, as they don't really add much other than a slight boost in accuracy, debatable, and less reloads, and we are going to be reloading a lot. If you want to use different weapons but be thematically correct, you could also use frag grenades and the hunting shotgun, as both do appear in the show, and Spike does use them when fighting off the Red Dragon. He's also shown using a flamethrower and a sword, so have fun with your interpretation of Spike. We're going to be starting off with a Vault 21 jumpsuit, but we'll quickly upgrade that to leather armor. Don't get too attached to the leather, because we're trading that in for the first set of grimy pre-war business wear we come across. We will then trade that suit in for the Merc Charmer outfit, as it gives us a blue jacket, blue pants, and a high collar. Finally, we will need to steal the presidential pants, as he will no longer be needing them. Spike is pretty neat and all, but what about his crew on board the Beebop? Good question. In our universe, our stand-in for Jet is Raoul, Cass is Faye, Edie is Ed, and Rex is Ein. We will get each companion and have them go back to the Lucky 38 as Spike operates solitarily. You can do each of the companion side quests as well for bonus XP and to complete their story arc. We are going to be siding with Mr. House in this playthrough, as Spike would not join an army. That eliminates the NCR and Legion. And he would not want to run New Vegas, so that eliminates Yes Man. Spike would work for a Mafia-style organization, though, as he did work for the Red Dragon / Yakuza before becoming a bounty hunter. Also, the chance to have the final battle be between Spike and a dude with a sword was just too perfect to pass up. In New Vegas, we only get perks on even number levels, and I only built the character out to level 24 out of a possible 50. So really have some fun being flexible and adapting the playstyle to however you want your Spike to be played. We have intense training for a boost to perception to get Spike's cybernetic eye up and running. Educated to get more skill points, as Spike is pretty diverse in his skill set. Toughness ranks 1 and 2, since Spike is a martial artist and pretty resilient. Super Slam, as it is a staple in any unarmed build and will give us a lot of ability to knock people down and keep them down. Piercing Strike to start ignoring enemies' armor in our Jeet Kune Do. Finesse to get even more crits. Better criticals to increase our crit damage. Paralyzing Palm so we can just completely stun lock people using VATS. Gunslinger to increase our accuracy with the 9mm in VATS. Intense Training for endurance to max the stat out. And finally, Slayer to increase our speed of unarmed attacks by 30%. Additional perks we will acquire are the Ranger Takedown from Ranger Andy and Novak, and the Scribe Counter from Veronica by giving her address. When leveling up, distribute your skill points across your 3 tag skills however you want, but keep in mind we will need 45 in melee weapons to take the Super Slam perk at level 10. Another important skill for this run is actually speech, as we will need 30 to get the Ranger Takedown perk from Ranger Andy, and 50 in order to recruit Cass. I focused on unarmed and repair at first while having melee slowly build up until I was able to reach 45 by level 10. You can just level it to 40 and use a magazine for the extra 10 points required though. In order to accomplish everything we want to with this playthrough, we will need to complete some mandatory quests. To get Raoul, we will need to complete Crazy 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 on Black Mountain. For Rex, the entire quest of the Kings. For Cass, we need to work our way through Heartache by the Numbers for the Crimson Caravan. There's only one bounty hunter quest in the game, and it is given to us at Camp McCarran by Major Daughtry of the NCR. Make sure to complete this before losing favor with the NCR though. 3-card bounty sees us going after 3 fiends and wiping them out. Go for body shots and try not to damage their heads for full rewards. This build is pretty strong until we get to the late game, and your crits will carry you through most encounters. Just make sure to have a good amount of stim packs and doctor bags on you for an inevitable broken limbs and low HP. As we are using the weakest gun in the game, remember to use your speed to your advantage and go for crippling limbs and disarming opponents and stun lock as often as possible. There will be times when you need to take some pot shots, run away and regroup, and come back and really have a battle of attrition. Stock up on armor-piercing rounds and hollow points after each thing you do by making a loop of all the vendors, waiting 72 hours, and doing it again. We will also be selling every weapon and piece of armor we find because, my god, we need as much ammo as we can get our hands on. Vendors sell used 9mm cases, primers, and powder, but you can also break down 22s and 357 ammo to get you everything you need to make 9mm, besides the cases. When interacting with NPCs, Spike is not necessarily rude, he just doesn't really care about making a good impression. He is blunt and straightforward to a fault and gets easily annoyed with others. He is not shown as a person who initiates violence, but responds with high aggression when forced into that situation. Finally, remember, we are a luck build, so make sure to clean out every casino in the game and you'll have way more caps than you could possibly need. In alphabetical order, we have Dean's Electronics to boost our repair skill. These books can be found at Sloan in the bunkhouse on the shelf on the left as soon as you walk in, Nellis Air Force Base in Loyal's shack on the counter, and one at the Southern Nevada Wind Farm on the table inside. Be careful here, as there are cazadores all over this area waiting to give you a little pokey poke. There is an additional book in the abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker, but I skipped this one as it requires a 50 in lockpick. Next we have the duck and cover books, which increase our explosives. The first one is also in Sloan in the bunkhouse, but in the left locker facing you when you walk in. The next one is in the Mojave Outpost behind the counter on the bottom shelf. The final one is also in Nellis Air Force Base, sitting on a bookshelf inside of Pearl's house. Up next we have guns and bullets to increase... checking notes... guns? Is that right? Anyway, the first one we come across is in the Nevada Highway Patrol Station on a desk in the first room. After that, head to Raul's shack and look inside a crate to the left of the door. Next, venture into Vault 34, go down a level to the armory, and in the common room on a table is the third book. This location is rough with the 9mm, as there are some pretty tough ghouls in here, so play it safe and bring a lot of rat away. The last one is in Gamora on the top floor in the second office on a bookshelf. The best time to grab this one is at the end of the quest Mr. House gives us to investigate the Omertas and their shady dealings. Last but not least, we have Pugilism Illustrated, which boosts our knuckle sandwiches. The first one is in the Nipton Road rest stop on a shelf in front of the cash register. The next one is in Vault 11 in the female dorm on the floor in front of a tipped over dresser. After that, we can head to the Fisherman's Pride shack and find our next one on the bedside table next to the mattress. The final one we will pick up is in the Tops Casino when Benny gets us to wait for him in the presidential suite on a table next to some chairs. The most important piece of gear we need is actually at the very end of the game and can only be obtained in the quest. You'll know it when it happens. As we do need to take the presidential pants off a person who is on stage and currently wearing them, this may seem a little tricky. The good news is that, in actuality, we just need to wait and do nothing. Let the sniper do their thing and run up and steal the pants once Kimball has no more use for them. Now we're looking stylish. We will fail the quest, but the gods of beauty demand sacrifices. But, EU, this is a low damage build, with no armor, and you're going to go fight Legatlantius, and all of his goon squad. Is that even doable, you intelligently ask? Well... Yes. But if you're expecting an easy time, you will be very, very upset with me. This final encounter is hard. And I mean hard. It is very doable. As I completed the fight several times while recording this to get the best footage I could take for this video, which means you can do it too. I'm not going to tell you how to do it step by step, but you have enough tools in the box to take the Legion down for good, especially if you're going with the previously mentioned shotgun and frag grenades. After we take Legatlantius down, we head to the front gate and, while speaking to Mr. House, we succumb to our wounds from the fight, thus making a lore-accurate ending. Yes, I know this is two different completions clipped together. I made the video. But it is the correct way to end Spike's journey. Anyway, this playthrough was pretty fun, and I recommend it for anyone who's seeking a challenge in New Vegas. The 9mm is so weak that it is almost comical, but that actually enhances what we're doing, as it forces players to think more strategically and to take their time. The entire game up to the last encounter is probably a 7 out of 10 in terms of difficulty, but the last showdown with the Legate and his squad of merry jerks is an honest 10 out of 10. If you decide to try this for yourself, and I recommend you do, remember that I always encourage flexibility and customizing what I have done to make the playstyle and character your own. Most importantly, have fun with it. Life is way too short to be upset or bored with your games. If you made it this far, please consider doing the YouTube things, as it helps me continue this weird journey of making Fallout content for you fine folks. You could also stop in on Twitch and say hi and join the nuclear fun, as I am live Monday through Thursday doing silly things in games while plotting my next Fallout playthrough. Special thank you to K-Fog, as doing a Spike Spiegel run was his idea, and he consulted with me on the character and build. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time, Space Cowboy. Good night, and good luck.